Easy now.
Edda! Legend.
You looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
By the way, I've been watching a lot of Critical Role recently, and Edda is voiced by Matt Mercer, who's the DM in that. It's a great series, by the way. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Although it's got like 70 episodes, and each episode's about 3 hours long, so it's a pretty long journey, but it's totally worth it. It's really good, and it's kind of nice. It's a Dungeons and Dragons game where every single character is voiced by a voice actor, and there are a couple actually from Pillars of Eternity, including Matt Mercer. We're looking for someone in that tree. I can introduce you. He looks up the tree and breathes out. Half the town's up there now, seems like. No right way to talk about it. I'm looking for someone who can help me feel better. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. Oh. I seem to remember him being a little more talkative than that. Maybe not quite. You see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm, his face partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Also voiced by Matt Mercer.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
One of the other men glares at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. You've got a lot of gall mocking us in our own village. We don't take ill treatment from foreigners, especially not Adrians.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
And he loves Scottish accents.
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
I don't think attacking him is such a good idea. It's unnecessary, wouldn't you rather be inside drinking than out here arguing? Oh yeah. Alright, let's see where they are going to go. I'm going to run this way. You are actually going to chase me. Okay, lovely. In that case, let's get this. Yeah, I got protection now. Oh, you sucked. As the last of the attackers falls, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation. Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts, though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
He straightens his hood and you notice the remains of a fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service. Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I am grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here? In Gwithan Ruins? Well, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. In half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there? And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods. I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
Ah, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. As I try to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. Alright. For which I am grateful. Let's discuss something else, shall we?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale. Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately. Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places. As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
Woohoo, our first companion.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
And then there were two wizards. What could possibly go wrong? Ooh, simple clothing. No recovery speed. I'm going to take that for myself.
Indeed.
Let's see what you've got. Alos leather armor, recovery speed minus 30. Overseeing, what does that do? Lightly enchanted to enhance its spellcasting abilities. It also appears to have custom decorative patterns stitched into the surface. Unlike most deer wood and leather armor, Alos has been tailored in the Edgery style, meaning the torso is more heavily reinforced, but it lacks sleeves due to Edda's hot and humid climate. Plus 10% ability area effect. There you go. Still 30% as well. Somewhat tempted to take this. So I'm going to be super fast caster. He's going to be slightly longer but more powerful. That's just the way we're divvying things up right now. The Black Hound Inn. Let's go inside. Or shall we keep on looking for stuff? Let's go in. Dual wielding melee weapons offers the fastest attack rate. Blah 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 blah. Something something something. It's usually a good idea to look in games like this for people with actual names, because they often have more to say than just the regular generic named people. Like the barman.
Good day to you.
Oh, greetings and welcome to the Black Hound Inn. Do you sit where you like? Would you like a drink or a room? We have two available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of a good meal today, unless you're fond of cold porridge. Now, one of the things that you can do in Pillars of Eternity is create your own party, so rather than going with the companions which have been written by the people at Obsidian, if you wanted a full group of, say, clerics, you can do that, and that's what you would do at the inn with the reliable help. Each person will cost you money, so you probably do want to recruit them early on, say one-off payment, I think. And you pay more for every level, so you buy them at the beginning, and then they just level up with your party, I think. I quite like the companion, so I'm quite happy to stay with that, though. Let's see what you have for sale. Right, you have camping supplies, grain, milk and beer. Camping supplies are relatively expensive though. Okay, so you can recruit adventurers. They have a level 1 adventurer which will cost 250 copper pieces. We have 199 currently. Retain character. Oh, I see. That's interesting. Huh, okay. I do have a lot of random junk that I could sell. Let's go into here as well. We can basically... I'm going to keep one of every item, actually. Just so we always have like that selection if we need to. Oh yeah, there's a helmet. Forgot about that. And we'll keep all of those because they are consumables. Likewise the crafting goods. That's another 290. Now we have loads of money. So we could bring in some more fake companions if we wanted to. Nah.
Yes?
Let's go and talk to the named people. And the drunkard. Actually, before we do that, let's have a look at the stats of our people. So Aloth's smite is 12. Mine is a lot higher. So my spells will do more damage. But he has more intelligence, so his spells will have a bigger area of effect, particularly because of his armor. But my spells will do more damage. So I'm kind of the single target killer, and he's the area of effect person. He's got more action speed, less constitution. Yeah, I probably should have gone with more dex than con. Same perception. He's got more resolve. Right, resolve is concentration. So, for reasons that have not yet been explained, you can see people's souls. I'm going to reach out and have a look. And it's always just a whole bunch of text. I've read most of these, so I'm just going to leave it here for a second in case you want to read it. You can pause it. And then I'm just going to go step back. I'll read one. Just so you get the idea. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing to each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits its target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking towards the boys, talking about the proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near the practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is a sudden, explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he looses the last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind his shoulder, piercing heart and lungs, dropping it dead almost instantly. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds, then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Let's go upstairs, have a look around up there. We're not roguey, so we can't go around pinching stuff. Grab a drink, friend. Not much else of worth in this town, says the woman from Thane. Hey, we said we wouldn't mention Thane. In-guest. Hello, in-guest. Please leave me be. I'm full to sickness with what I have seen of this place and its people. That's nice. I don't know if there's any benefit for talking to all of these people. I have no idea whatsoever. Black Hound. This hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocking as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging slightly. The dog's tail thumps happily against the floorboards. Is there going to be a balcony or something? Probably. Oh, okay. Didn't quite mean to leave just yet. Wanted to have a look in here. Then go back downstairs, probably. Anyone in here? No. Because there's so many people around and I'm totally not sneaky, I'm not going to try and nick anything. Excuse me. Still trying to get over a cold. Orlan's server. Orlan's are just a race. So. Looks like a thoroughly nice place. Just more villagers. Oh, right. The Black Hound is the name of the inn, obviously named after the dog. The dog is the innkeeper's dog. And the innkeeper did vanish. So if we can find him, then good things will probably happen. Maybe. Yeah, anyone with the yellow name has the souls that you can check. Doesn't seem like there's that much to this place. Nothing to see in the cows. Go up into the field, have a look through here. It is kind of the way of these games that you just need to check everything. Ingrod's house, Horfra's house, Blockhammer Smithery. Oh, Smithery. Let's go in there. See if there is anything particular to find here. Oh, a bard. Cool. I do like these little things. I'm just not going to read them all because it would just slow the game down way too much. So you'll have to excuse these brief silences. But hopefully you can read through yourselves. Let's have a word with Towntau. This enormous man is of impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is the dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face, coated in smeared soot and arching black tattoos alike. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome! You are the first new face I've seen in some time. What can I do for you? What do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be. But we have fine weapons and armour to offer yet, all forged right here at the Black Hammer. What happened? We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for near on a week now, and haven't seen a sign of it. Have to expect they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them. All my workers ran off with the wagon themselves, maybe, to make some coin. As if that lot would dare. He's right about the bandits. The dire situation in villages like this and the exodus to the cities have created far too many opportunities for unscrupulous sorts. If you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep out an eye for a supply wagon. Or my shipment, at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to His Grace, Lord Raedric. And that's as it should be. But that doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. I'll find your supplies. Then you have my thanks. You bring those supplies back and I'll have plenty more to offer you. A discount to start. Oh, and if you find my workers, tell them to hurry up, or they can take up to farming instead. So we'll shop here once we've actually got that discount. Right, where have we not been? We haven't been to Ingud's house. Or have we been to Alpha's house? Go back to Edda, because I really want him to join us, because I know he's a companion. He's like one of the best. Come on, Edda. Join us! There's a downstairs bit. Forgot about that. Join us. Right, couldn't I loot one of them? Apparently not.
Yes?
Why is there a kid over here? I just noticed that. Hi, kid. I saw someone go into the temple. Papa says we're not supposed to go in. Beneath the vines are crude carvings of a sun rising over 3 stars.
I'm here. How may I help? Indeed. I'm here.
Alright, let's go to Ingud's. See what Ingud is going to say. If anything. Oh, is this the wife of the dead guy, Pearly? I have a feeling it is. Yes, it is.
Hmm?
This man and woman appear to be deep in conversation, working at closing 2 bulging satchels. They move to embrace, until the woman notices you approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little. Ooh, what have we found here?
Hello.
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. Do you know this man, Nonton? Yes, I think we met in the Velwood. I warned him about the bear. Glad to see you made it. Was there something else you wanted? That's unkind of you to say. I'm grieving my husband, in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not convince him to leave Gilded Vale before this happened. I'm relieved to be rid of this terrible place, that's all. It cost me the greater part of my life, and now my husband. I'm glad to be free of it. Yes, I imagine so. We're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and, well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. Time for some new scenery. Only that you'll want to be moving on as soon as you can. You'll have seen the tree, I imagine, but the rock goes deeper. If you were looking for work, I'd say you have a better chance of it elsewhere. Alright.
I'm here.
You two will probably be gone the next time I come through, so I'm going to loot that place clean. Because that's the only right thing to do. Yay, RPGs! Right, let's go to the windmill. Oh no, we've still got Orfra's house. Let's go to Orfra's house first. Except, that doesn't look like it's a door I can use. Don't know. There's a way of speeding things up, isn't there? I thought there was. I wouldn't know how to do it though. Hello, Orfra. A dear Woden woman is standing in front of her fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Hail and well met.
Well, finally, I was starting to think. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. Can I help you? Just arrived in Gilded Vale. I thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you one of the caravans? Master Odemas, by chance? Oh, crap. Yes. Oh, my sister, Kaliska, is travelling with one of the caravans. She sent a letter before she came. Said she was going to pay her way by working as a guard for the caravan master. She always was a tough one. Don't suppose you've seen her on the road. Or the caravan, perhaps. It's Master Odemas. I was on that one. I'm an honest one. Afra covers her mouth with her hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few minutes she could manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kaliska's always so certain she could take on any danger. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive. Somewhere. Kaliska mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's not a small favour. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kaliska as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Raedric, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavour. With my Hawthorne gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. I hoped Kaliska would help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent her child being hollowborn, but she's moved south to Anslog's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too much for me. I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anyone else now, with Kaliska gone. Please, can you help me? Sure. Oh, you will? Oh, God bless you. Here, I'll give you coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of. Well, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. You have earned reputation. Reputations can be held with communities or factions in the Eastern Reach and will affect how members of that group respond to you. In some cases, friends or enemies of those groups will also react to your affiliations. Anselot's Compass is what they call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying myself. Thank you again, truly. You'll be saving us both.
Yes?
Cool. I'm glad I did that. Helping people. It's the other thing you do in RPGs. Alright. One more chat with Edda. No, there's clearly something that happens that triggers Edda joining you. I hope. I hope I haven't pissed him off or something. I doubt it. Why would you write an entire companion and have one phrase, like, not have him join? No, I'm fairly sure there is something that happens. I just don't remember what it is. Okay. Oh, hello. We know you're in there, Trumbell. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. Muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first you drunkards comes across that door gets a shot between the eyes. Gods, hear me, Swaymner. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads, but we'll be back, Trumbell, and we'll have fair prices, or by the flame we'll have a reckoning. Angry peasants is angry. Or should I say, are angry. Let's go inside. Don't shoot me. Pretty please. An elven man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labour. His face is pale and drawn, his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back, if you value your life. Hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. The miller hesitates, then lowers the club a fraction. Who are you? It's Swayno roping foreigners into his little crusade now. What's all the ruckus outside? My name is Mordred. I've only just arrived in Gilded Vale. Trumbull shakes his head. He picked a bad time to come visiting Gilded Vale's, had all its shine scraped off. Just a big dung heap now, and Swayno thinks he's king of it. They're all of them mad. What was all the ruckus outside? Where to begin? Swain has whipped them into a froth, going on about grain stores, claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air. I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound, on the western side of town, for ale. It's a good reason. And Swainer and his lot don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way into town, the crop's blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers, it's gone off, rotted through. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Swainer's howling after things he has no right to. Maybe I can go and have a chat with him. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, but maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we'll all have to make sacrifices. We'll be in your debt for it, if you can convince him. They're all watching me, otherwise I'd try and stealth and have a look. See what's going on. That box at the back of the room was looking a little bit suspicious, though it couldn't really hold much grain, could it? Alright, let's go to the bottom here and see what's going on.